Hello guys and girls, Voices from the Dark here. Welcome back to Steins. In the last episode, I cried on camera. In this episode, we are gonna make different choices. Because right now, we are asked to send the D-mail. Which is of course what we... No, I won't remember you. Bye-bye. Screw you. Calling... Wait. Oh, sorry. Hey, get off me. On top of the send button. I'm trying to do something here. Thank you, Okabe-san. Farewell, my love. There we go, Chapter 9, Endless Apoptosis. I hope that's a positive thing. We did it! We're going further. In the last episode we decided not to send the message, which resulted in a big field train where we accepted Mayuri's death. But we will not accept her death. We will keep fighting, because if there's a chance, we'll grab that chance. The warmth of Lukaku's hand slips away as the vertigo hits me. I'm still at the shrine, but I no longer feel Lukaku clinging to my back. I turn around slowly. Lukaku is standing a short distance away, as if to see me off. No tears, just a bewildered smile. My chest feels like it's about to burst. I hold it back. Hey, Lukaku. Yes? You're... I hesitate for a moment, but I have to know. You can go and have a look if he has an Adam's apple. Or just grope him. You're a guy, right? Yes? She's gone. But she was the woman that he was married to, and he got kids with her and stuff. And she's just gone. We just got this worthless piece of shit. Yes, returns. Cuter than any girl. Looks good in Miko robes. But he's a guy. I bite my lip. Do you like me? What? I don't understand. Do you like me? I respect you. That's the thing. He respects me? I don't deserve his respect. But that's not what matters now. Lukaku's answer seemed clear, but wasn't. He didn't answer the question. If I change back into a guy, I'll have to hide my feelings for you. Lukaku might still like me, even though he's a guy again. However, he'll never speak honestly about those feelings. This is what Lukaku decided for himself. It would be wrong to pry any further. Maybe I'm just running away. Maybe I should pry. Force him to confront his feelings. But I'm not strong enough to accept the consequences. I'll just end up hurting Lukaku. Yeah, there's no need to sort of open up that if you're not willing to be in a relationship with Lukaku, you know? Thanks. You're my disciple, now and forever. Agreed? Hey, yes, of course I am. But we were gonna marry. I look away. God. It's just now that I, actually feel the weight of that decision. Like, letting go of memories like that. Like, it kind of felt... I don't know. I feel this longing. I look away, unable to bear his shy smile. We can't keep this up forever. We'll just be like... We'll be burdened by guilt and frustration and longing and all of this if we just keep doing this over and over. Now there should only be one more mail that we need to change, which is Moeka's mail, and we know the contents of her mail. We did see her mail, I think. She told us what it was, but unless we physically saw it, she could have written something else. The world line has changed. Lukaku is a guy again. Which means the IBN 5100 should be here at the shrine. On the previous world line, girl Lukaku broke the IBN 5100 while cleaning the storehouse. But guy Lukaku didn't clean the storehouse. He never broke the IBN 5100. It's 6:46 p.m. Judging my past experience, it is very likely that I've averted Mayuri's death for today, but just in case, I should get back to the lab within the hour. Lukaku, do you remember breaking an old computer in the Shrine storehouse last year? An old computer? No, I don't remember anything like that. I don't really understand computers. I haven't played with them much. When Lukaku was a girl, she trembled when I asked her the same question. And then she forced a smile as if to avoid admitting that she broke the computer. But he's not trembling now. Lukaku honestly doesn't know. Go get your father for me. But, okay, the IBN 5100 on the original world line was in our lab. And when we sent a message, it suddenly was not in our lab. So, but how can we then get it now? I got a time travel headache. I asked Lukaku to fetch his father for me so I can ask him whether or not the IBM 5100 was in the storehouse. An old computer? Yeah, I do remember. I'll go check. Please wait a moment. He heads into the storeroom out back, just like on the previous world line. But on the previous world line, the IBN 5100 was no longer in the storehouse since girl Lukaku had secretly moved it. How will it turn out this time? Luca's dad returns after about 10 minutes. His expression is grave. That's all the answer I need. Nothing has changed. Still one D-mail left. It's gone. I couldn't find it anywhere. I quickly glance at Lukaku's face. Blank. He doesn't seem to know anything. Lukaku is innocent, I'm sure of it. The lock to the storehouse was broken. Someone may have stolen it. That someone has to be Moeka. I think Moeka told herself where they could obtain the IBN, or she could obtain the IBN in the past. We need to revert her email. Stolen it? It didn't disappear? A thief took it? There's evidence someone dragged something heavy away. That wasn't there at the end of the year cleaning, and the lock wasn't broken when I checked last month. Dragged something heavy away. Yeah, I don't think Moeka could carry that single-handedly. I never expected a thief would break in. Then shouldn't we report it to the police? While I discuss what to do, I sigh and consider the situation. This isn't going to work. The IBN 5100 is still out of reach. There are 2 D-mails left to cancel. What's the other one? It's Moeka's. I think Moeka's mail is the big one that we need to undo. What was the other one though? Something tells me that if I cancel just one more, I can get back the IBN 5100. But which one? Mukabe-san? I don't really understand, but please don't be sad. Just go, it matters not, like you always do. I chuckle. Lukaku's so adorable when he's trying to cheer me up. But he's a guy. In case you hadn't gotten it by now. You're using that phrase wrong, you know? I wave goodbye and leave the shrine. 2 D-mails remain. Can you please recap for me? The lottery ticket. Yes, I forgot. First, the one I sent to myself with winning Lotto 6 numbers. Was this after Moeka? How would we convince ourselves to not play? That one should be easy to cancel. The problem is the other one, the one sent by someone I wish I could forget. Kiryu Moeka. I know the gist of her D-mail since she sent it as part of our early experiments. When Moeka asked to send the D-mail, I agreed under 2 conditions. First, make the contents simple enough that the D-mail's effects would be obvious. Second, make the contents public to all labmens. Moeka ended up sending a D-mail to prevent herself from buying a new phone a few days prior. The D-mail was sent on July 31st, an easy date to remember. The question is how it relates to the theft of the IBN 5100. Must be the butterfly effect, as it was with Lukaku's D-mail. But do you know the exact contents of the mail she sent? Was she ever allowed near the keyboard after you saw the message? Because she could write a message in 1.5 seconds. This time, however, I will not hesitate to do what is necessary. Kiryu Moeka does not deserve my sympathy. Oh. He's talking... He'll do stuff to get her to spill the beans. Go on. That woman and her men may have killed Mayuri more times than I can bear to remember. I will show her no mercy. There's just one problem. The cancellation email needs to be sent from Moeka's own phone. Oh, is that how it works? I don't think a message from me telling her not to change phones would sway Moeka's intentions in the slightest. I need her phone, but I don't know where to find her. What do I do? I return to the lab and set things up so I can time leap at a moment's notice. Fortunately, that isn't necessary. I'm stuffed. I barely ate today, so I was hungry. Is there any more? Is there more tomorrow? Yeah, and the day after, too. Mayuri just got back from Kamima 30 minutes ago. She and Kurisu, who stay behind at the lab, have just finished eating cup noodles. It's already past 8, and so far, nothing has happened. We bought her another day. Mayuri is still alive. Going by the pattern, her death has probably been postponed until about this time tomorrow. Is this the will of some higher being? God, fate, the universe itself? Or is it merely coincidence? That doesn't matter now. Well, if like a male changes divergence by so and so much, like it's strange that it changes by the same amount, but it's like it's plausible. Okie dokie, Mayushi's got an early day tomorrow, so I'm going home. Yay! Mayuri takes a big stretch and starts getting ready to go home. She's been up since 5 this morning. Looks like she has plans to wake up early tomorrow too. That reminds me, I haven't seen Daru at all. He's fighting in the Kamima Holy War too, so that doesn't surprise me. Busy checking his spoils, I guess. Hey guys, why don't you come too? I'll pass, but my assistant looks like she wants to go. What? Kurisu jumps up at my answer. Hey, don't put words in my mouth! I saw your eyes sparkling while you listened to Mayuri's cosplay stories. Maybe, but nobody said anything about going. Come on, Christian! I know the Kurisu's an ad channeler, but is she an otaku? Not all ad channelers are otaku, but she has often hinted at an interest in cosplay. No way, I'd suffocate in a crowd like that. It's not as crowded on day 2. If you're worried, come in the afternoon. All the popular stuff will be sold out, though. You go, Okabe. You're Mayuri's guardian, aren't you? No, Mayushi's Zokurin hostage. Oh, right, that's what it was. Well, you don't want your hostage to escape, do you? Shouldn't you take her along in handcuffs or something? Ooh, that'd be pretty odd. I got business in Akiba. What do you mean, business? That's the search for Kiryu Moeka. I already sent her an email. We need to talk, and now I'm awaiting her reply. Something tells me it's not going to work. No answer? Guess it was just an excuse. Christina, we need to talk. Again? Abrupt as usual. What do you mean again? Nothing. What you gonna talk about? What you talking about? You two have been really close lately, huh? You're always talking together. But have we though? Because I mean, I've come to her and asked for advice. I've told her the entire story. She gives me advice. I send an email which changes the present to a time where I didn't ask her, right? So is the whole fact that they're remembering that we've been talking a lot a sign that they also remember other world lines? Miyushi really wants to join in your secret meetings and stuff. Don't worry, we've been talking about the time leap machine. It would just be gibberish to you. Not entirely accurate, but not a lie either. Besides, the purpose of this particular discussion is to convince Christina to attend Kamima. Prepare for good news, Mayuri. Oh, great! Thanks, Okurin! I might just be wrong in not remembering this correctly, but it seems like whenever we've talked about this, we've always time-leaped or changed the past, and so the conversation never took place in the first place. Mayuri waits in the lab as I take Kurisu outside. So, Christina. I'm not going to Kamima. You said again just now? We talked like this before, just the two of us. Losing your memory now? Does our little mad scientist have an acetylcholine deficiency? I said that 100% correct, I'm sure. A neurotransmitter. Acetylcholine levels in the hippocampus increase when learning or remembering. I'm being serious. You're acting weird today. What's going on? Please, I need to know. I mean, yeah, this is like the 5th time you brought me outside to talk about the time leap machine. Have we talked about my time leaping? For an instant, Kurisu opens her eyes wide in surprise. But then she gives me an angry glare. You're time leaping? I nod. More than a dozen times already. That many? What the hell are you doing? It has to be at least 50 times. Looks like she doesn't know anything about Lukaku or my shifting between world lines. But that's only natural. So far I've changed world lines a total of 3 times. Let's call the first world line where Mayuri died Alpha 1. The world line where Faris and I fought the viral attackers is Alpha 2. The world line where I dated a girl Lukaku is Alpha 3. And now I'm on Alpha 4. From my perspective, Alpha 1, Alpha 2 and Alpha 3 were undone by my D-mails. But for Kurisu and everyone else on Alpha 4, those world lines were nothing but separate, intangible possibilities to begin with. I guess I have to explain everything again. But you still remembered having a lot of talks. Did you have talks otherwise? I sigh heavily, then begin. I think I get it. After I'm done, Kurisu sighs and lightly pats my arm. Don't wear yourself out. It's a disgrace to be comforted by my assistant. Why are you always like that? I'm even trying to be nice. You're really full of yourself, you know? I don't need your sympathy. Everything that happened is my fault. I'm just getting what I deserve. Come to think of it, every time I explain this to you, I always end up hating myself in the end. Okabe. Don't worry about me. Worry about Mayuri. Mayuri will probably die tomorrow. I don't know how it will happen. If Mayuri stays away from the lab, she could probably avoid running into Moeka and her men. It doesn't matter though, she'll die all the same. All Alpha world lines converge on her death. Escaping the attractor field is the only way to save her. Sorry about this, but I want you to be there when she dies tomorrow night. That's why you want me to go to Kamima? There's nothing we can do to prevent her death, just stay close and tell me when it happens. Once I know, I'll make the time leap. I can't believe there's nothing we can do. It just doesn't feel real. But it's the truth, isn't it? I can see it in your eyes. Are you okay? No. I still haven't saved my... I know, that's not what I meant. Kurisu interrupts me. Are you okay? I don't follow. You're carrying an awful burden. It's rare for her to look so concerned for me. I told her not to worry about me. It's Mayuri you need to worry about. Tomorrow, I'm going to look for Moeka. If Mayuri doesn't die tomorrow, I can postpone the time leap. If Mayuri does die tomorrow, I'll return to the past no matter what. I wish there was some way that Mayuri wouldn't have had to suffer. Then why don't you time leap now? I can't plan effectively without knowing the deadline. I don't want to see Mayuri die either, you know? I know how you feel, but you're the only one I can ask. Where did all this trust come from? You're my assistant, after all. Kurisu forces a laugh at my feeble attempt at a joke. You're so full of yourself. We have our plan. Kurisu will go to her first Kamima. Mayuri will be so delighted when I tell her the news. Although it's gonna... Ooh! We have a new mail. Please, please. Oh, assistant. Oh, damn it. Morning, Okarin. I'm heading off now. Headed out. Join up with Mayuri. We're headed out to Ariake. Kinda excited, lol. I had no idea it would be all this crowded. Save me! Poor girl. Poor girl. Let's see, do we have any wallpapers that we want? I mean, we had our Sarah wallpaper for a little while now, so this one is kind of cool. Yeah, that one's hot. Let's get a new wallpaper now. Also, I don't like my male ringtone, really. Yeah, no. No, something cool. No. Village. We'll have village. Okay. Anyways, I haven't seen Mayuri all day. I'm gonna be with her, of course, but that's not possible. Moeka hasn't replied, which means I have to find her myself. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about her. My only clue is Arc Rewrite, the company Moeka supposedly worked at. I find it after a quick search online. Sure enough, their business is producing articles for PC magazines. Luckily, their office is in Akiba. I tried calling first, but it goes to voicemail. I guess they're still closed for the Oban holiday. Or maybe it's just a bad time. Looks like I got no choice but to visit them in person. It's the second day of Kamima and Akiba is deserted. Most of the otaku are lined up at Big Sight right now. I've experienced the craze of Kamima several times firsthand. It's literal war. It scares me whenever Mayuri goes alone. I can't help but imagine her trampled by a horde of crazed otaku. But in reality, Mayuri's surprisingly quick and tough. I've seen her weave through crowds like you wouldn't believe. Kreese is the one more likely to get trampled. I can't help but feel sorry for her. Maybe it was wrong to ask her to go. I find the Arc Rewrite office in a fancy-looking building on the outskirts of Akiba. I take the elevator up, but there's nobody there. I lean against the wall and wait. After about 30 minutes, a man dressed in shirt and tie appears. I explain that I'm a relative of Kiryu Moeka and ask for her contact info. But he gives an unexpected answer. We don't have an employee by that name. Well, it was probably a cover story. You don't? Damn, I've been tricked! Should have known better. Moeka's working for CERN. Of course her place of employment is fake. Is this the end of the line? Just as I'm about to turn away and leave, the man pounds his hand as if he remembered something. Wait a second. There was a girl who worked here just 2 days before disappearing. I think her name might have been Kiryu. We might still have her resume. I frantically bow my head and ask him to look for it. He's reluctant, but... Acquiescus... Acquiescus! It's... No. I'm Norwegian. No. The address listed on the resume leads me to a beat-up old apartment. Not the sort of place you'd expect a single young woman to live. I feel a strange unease as I approach the apartment. For some reason, there's a police car parked in front of the complex. Also, I'm pretty sure Moeka's packing heat. A uniformed police officer is standing out front. Yeah? And one room on the second floor. Room 202, Moeka's has a blue sheet covering the door? What's going on here? Is she... I walk up to the police officer. Excuse me, did the person who lives there move? Huh? No. Then... Are you related? I knew her. You haven't heard? The police officer looks uncomfortable. The bad feeling in my gut is getting worse. What happened? Suicide. Whoa, what? Suicide? But why? When? Yesterday. No way. They took her to Chiyoda 3rd Central Hospital. Doesn't look like she had any relatives. We don't know who to notify. Will you go see the body? Dots. I bow my thanks and leave. This is actually a good thing. All we need is her cell phone, and we can go just get the cell phone from her corpse. Pretty much, we can just steal it. But why? Was she so depressed? I mean, she was a... She did... She's dead? Moeka's dead? What's going on? It doesn't make sense. Suicide? Moeka, who killed Mayuri in cold blood, committed suicide? Or is this part of the conspiracy? Could her own men have killed her, then made it look like a suicide? Today is the 16th. On World Line Alpha 1, Moeka raided the lab on the 13th. 3 days have passed since then. Each time I change world lines, Mayuri's death gets pushed back 1 day. So does Moeka's raid. It hasn't happened yet on this world line. But the raid didn't happen either on the last world line where Lukaku remained a girl, because the men never showed up. Which was world line Alpha 3. So why did she die? I don't get it. This is the first time this has happened. How should I deal with this? What should I do? I squat on the ground and cradle my head in confusion. If Moeka is dead, maybe Mayuri doesn't have to die. No, I don't think Convergence is that kind. Either way, you'll get that answer tonight. Right now, if there's a way that you can actually go see the body, look at the inventory of said body, get a little snooky cell phone. Although I don't know if that's going to be such an easy procedure as what I'm saying. Fate demands Mayuri's death. Exactly. You gotta escape the Alpha, man. Whenever I try to stop it, something interferes. True, I am the one who meddled with the timeline, but haven't I paid a price already? How did all this happen? Wait, did we just give up? A few weeks ago, I was just a college student with a severe case of Chenibu. Save for Mayuri's grandmother, I'd never experienced the death of anyone close to me. Death had no place in my life. But how many times have I faced death these past 3 days? More when you count the loops I've made. My heart can't take it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can go on. One more. Just one more D-mail to cancel. If I can just get my hands on Moeka's phone. Time leap. Moeka died yesterday around noon. I can go back to before that happened. Now you know where she lives. The reason she died isn't important. Whether Mayuri's murderer kills herself is of no concern to me. I just need to cancel that D-mail. Yeah. Although, you gotta be careful about, like, approaching her when she's still alive, because you know that she's a CERN agent. You know that she's packing heat. And if she kills you, it's game over. If she even detains you, it's game over. Upon returning to the lab, I casually look up at the second floor window. What I see shocks me to my core. Electrical discharge? Someone is using the time leap machine. Who? Running, turn off the TV! Turn off the TV! Mayuri and Daru should be at Kamima. Not even Carissa should be here. I asked her to escort Mayuri yesterday. Besides, she's against changing the past. So who? The building shakes. Turn off the TV now! The vibration reaches the street. I can't let this happen. The timeline mustn't be tampered with again. I need to stop it now. I race up to the stairs to the lab. Dots. By the time I get there, the shaking has stopped. And it's too late. Great! Great! You could have just busted down the window, hit the power switch on the CRT, and it would have been cancelled. It can't do it without the lifter. Then again, running up the okay, it was pretty much, it was a similar time window, but why? Things were actually looking to be okay for once. I quietly peek into the development room. Nobody's there. The door was unlocked. Anyone could have walked right in. How could we be so careless? The time leap machine is still faintly warm. So somebody did use it. Who? Did they time leap? This is the first time someone else has used the time leap machine. Just to make sure, I checked the X68000. As expected, the history's been erased. The same thing happens when we send the D-mail. There's nothing I can do about this. It worries me, but I have to focus on Moeka. What we should have done is that we should have gone to Tanushi's place and checked the divergence after changing Lukaku back. And then we should have checked the divergence now after they time leap to see if they actually made like a real difference. But then again, okay, think about this. Well, no, not really, because Reading Steiner didn't activate when Lukaku time leaped in the alternative world that we created, we just got teleported instantly. Here we didn't get teleported, which means that this did not concern us in any way, not even through the butterfly effect. But it can still potentially be bad. Oh, this is so... The maximum leap time is 48. Like, this visual novel started out so freaking slow. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, and... it's a shame. It's a real shame, because when it gets to this point, it's so exciting. The maximum leap time is 48 hours. To leap more than that, you need to leap 48 hours and then leap again. The 42-inch CRT is on downstairs. As plain as day, since the discharge phenomenon just occurred. I put on the headgear. Preparations complete. Alright. Let's... Are you gonna give me a chance here? Let me hear what he has to say for himself. Should I really leap now? Don't be ridiculous, of course I should. Just a little more and I can save Mayuri once and for all. I know what will happen if I don't leap now. Mayuri will die and I will taste that pain and despair once again. And then I will leap. It's the same either way. I close my phone. There's no need to rush. Calm down. I can endure the pain if need be. I should exploit my one advantage, the time leap machine, to the fullest extent possible, and that means knowing exactly when Mayuri will die. The pattern suggests that Mayuri's death should happen around 7 or 8 tonight. But things are a little different this time. Moeka killed herself before Mayuri was scheduled to die, but Moeka has nothing to do with Mayuri's death though. Like, she's still fated to die. Like, we've seen so many examples of that. How much influence will that have on Convergence? Well, if she killed herself yesterday, she was still dead on the world line, most likely. Because I think she still committed suicide on the world line. We haven't seen Moeka in long. I don't know. It's been so long since we've seen Moeka that it's hard to know exactly what change made her kill herself. There's a chance Mayuri won't die. We might already have won. In that case, I shouldn't waste my effort time leaping. I have no obligation to save Moeka. I'll wait until Kurisu contacts me. It's 12:30 now. There's still about 7 hours left. I hear nothing but the slow, steady tick of the clock. The sound is echoing inside my head. Even if I plug my ears, it doesn't stop. I spent several hours searching for the IBN 5100, but as expected, I found nothing. I still can't imagine how Moeka's D-mail affected the computer's whereabouts. What does her phone model have to do with anything? Does keeping the same phone somehow tell her that there's an IBN 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine? That doesn't make sense. Even the butterfly effect must have limits. But on the other hand, truth is often stranger than fiction. Sometimes the simplest things can have consequences that no one could ever imagine. So I can't rule it out entirely either. In other words, I have nothing. I twist my lips into a snare of self-mockery. It's 7:46 p.m., the moment of truth. If Mayuri is indeed fated to die today, I should be hearing from Kurisu soon. I hope nothing happens. All that I ask is to hear Mayuri's voice, to know once and for all that she is safe. Hello?
Okabe, she's... Why, I don't...
Kurisu is sobbing. So I know, even without asking. She saw Mayuri die.
She just... I saw it happen. She's dead. Mayuri's dead. This can't be. She's suddenly collapsed. Why? It doesn't make sense. She's not breathing. She won't answer at all. Please, Mayuri. Okabe, what do I do? Help! Please. Mayuri's dead.
I'm sorry for making you go through this. With that, I hang up the phone. Maybe it's because I didn't see it happen, or maybe my heart has simply grown numb. But this time, I don't feel much pain. I hate myself for it. I pound my fist against the table. As expected, the deadline is around 8 PM on the 16th. Unless I change the world line before the time limit, Mayuri will die. Was expected. It was pretty much expected. I put on the headgear and activate the time leap machine. I must obtain Moeka's phone no matter what it takes. Wait, I have yet another choice? I don't really have time to wait around anymore, but I'm curious as to what happens if I do. Oh. Oh, it's doing it for me. Okay. Phone Wave-chan, what's up? Oh my. Here we go again. Oh, there we go. Starting to think something else happened there. We're gonna go back. Gonna go back. Back. Okay, so I'm guessing we have to take several consecutive leaps in order to get to the 11th. Yeah, exactly. Now we are on the 11th. Moeka kills herself on the 15th. Meaning we know where she is now, so we can confront her, but confronting her is potentially very dangerous, because if we're somehow detained by, if CERN gets to us, or obviously we get shot, then we're stuck. We're stuck in Alpha forever, and Mayuri will die. So we have to be very delicate when we do this. When I arrive, it's just past 8 PM. I'm heading out. I leave the lab without waiting for the others to respond. Man, we've leaped a lot of times. I head to Moeka's ratty apartment. There's no sign of the police this time. Moeka's suicide won't happen for another 4 days. Are you coming back to the lab today? I don't know, but don't worry. You don't have to worry about anything. That's not very reassuring, but sure. I run up the iron stairs and stand in front of the door to Unit 202. The lights aren't on inside. I start getting anxious. Maybe she's not here. There's no intercom, so I reluctantly knock on the door. No reply. I try again with the same result. Damn. Might as well try the doorknob. It's unlocked. I take a deep breath. This could be a trap. Remember, we're not dealing with an ordinary person. Moeka's a rounder, an agent of CERN. If I die here, what will happen to Mayuri? Will Karisu or Daru use the time leap machine to save her? I need to be careful. But at the same time, I can't save Mayuri by doing nothing. So I steel myself, open the door and peek inside. The apartment is dark, too dark to see. But I feel someone's presence. I step inside. The apartment is practically empty. Minimal furnishings, only the barest necessities of life. But there, by the window, is a figure in the moonlight. Hey there. You have something I need. And right now, you see, I'm a bit desperate. I don't particularly like you either. And I'm willing to do anything in my power to get that phone from you. And I know you like that phone a lot. And that you won't part with it just like that, so I might have to get a bit rough here. I might have to do things that you won't like. You know what? I think you had it coming. Regardless, if you want to see what happens next before I go all psycho on this bitch, then tune in next time. Have a still good day, take care, and stay awesome. But most importantly, everybody, stay dark. Goodbye.